Good evening, good evening, good evening. Everybody okay out there? How's everyone doing on this Saturday evening? Hope you're all okay. First one in from Alan, Potts Movie Dungeon. Hello, Alan. How's it going, pal? Everyone remember to smash that like button. Anthony, have a great stream, mate. Yeah, we'll do. Cheers, pal. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Anyone that's in the chat, just let yourself known. Stick us a comment in so I know who I'm chatting to, who we're chatting with. We'll give it a minute or so till we get any more in here. I can see two people in here now. Like I said, just drop a comment down below so I know who I'm talking to. So, what I thought I would do is show most of probably what's my cartoon collection on DVD. It's one thing I've sort of neglected the last few months, is my cartoon collecting side of things. So I thought tonight we could have a look at that. Hi Tony, you okay, mate? How's things? Yeah, so if you're regular watcher of this channel, you'll know my big passion. One of my big passions within this collecting is 80s cartoons and some early 90s stuff, some late 70s stuff, but mainly 80s. And I was always sort of thinking about it today, and I've sort of neglected sort of that side of things, really. And I thought, well, we'll have a look back at some of this stuff. So if you look back through this channel, you'll see more and more videos of my collecting of 80s cartoons. But I thought, what the hell, tonight we'll get on here, we'll start working our way through some of it. And if it's something that you guys like, I can do this more often. It might not be to everyone's cup of tea. Or it might get those nostalgia juices flowing. We never know, but we'll have a look. And like I said, there's shelves and shelves of the shit behind me. So some of it's really easy to get hold of. Some of it's quite hard to get hold of. But we'll plow through some of it and we'll have a look. If you want to know any more about this stuff in depth, just drop some comments in the chat. And I'll give you more information about it as we're going along. So we'll go through the chat quite quick. Pops is there saying, hey, Tony. Hello, Alan. We've got Tony over at Basement Blues. It's been a busy Saturday. It does mean I've been quite busy myself today. One thing and another. My daughter's looking for a new home, so we've been having a look at homes today for my daughter. So all that's been going on there. We've got Future Boy in the house. Hello, Future Boy. Hello, I have most 80s cartoons on DVD. What do you have that's a rare find? Well, we'll get to that, my friends. We will get to that. I have got some rare picks amongst all this lot. Like I said, some of this is relatively easy to find, What you may find is variants. Some of you guys that are in the US may not have the same editions that I've got here in the UK. But we'll have a look at it all. And like I say, if you want to know anything more in depth about this stuff, then just drop a comment in the chat, and we'll break away and have a bit of a chat more about certain titles. So I'm just going to go left to right off the shelf. I'm just going to pick it off as it is. It's in no kind of order. This, it just is what it is, and then we'll go from there with it. Basement Blues. I love 70s and 80s cartoons. I have quite a bit in my collection, but would love more. It's a big passion for mine, Tony, collecting this kind of stuff. The mid to late 70s kind of stuff, like the Hanna-Barbera stuff, and that way on, is a lot harder to get in the UK on complete collections. Quite difficult, in fact. And I'll show you one that's in my collection that I would love on a complete, but we just don't have it in the UK. And then the 80s stuff, it seems, if it's mainstream, it seems pretty easy to get over here. If it's not, then I'm looking at imports and things like that. There is a German company that is absolutely superb at putting this stuff out. I'll drop a link in the description later on once we've finished. Relatively easy to get hold of, cheap, and the import is really reasonable. The postage from Germany is really good, so their editions are always worth a look at. If you can't get hold of something in the UK, the US, the Germans seem to turn it out in abundance. But what we'll have a look at now is we'll have a look at a few that's going to run through my collection. We're up to date with the chat. Very good. So we'll have a look at one, as he says, as his phone goes off. And it's Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Get on the stream, my friends. Get on the stream. So, the first one we'll have a look at, and this has been released in loads of different ways in the UK, but this is my version of it, and it is the complete box set of Thundercats. We shall do the Pops knock. Big, thick, tough case, this one. Really good presentation. Really nicely set out. Top comes off. Split it out into 4, like that. And then each season's individually slipped. So it runs from 1 to 33. So that's season 1. This is pretty mint as well. This, I mean, I've had this a long while, and that box really does keep them slips in good condition. And then sort of each season's broke up into 6 discs, 2 discs in each. Again, really nice edition. This season 2. Sorry, that was season 1, part 2. Season 2. And then season 2, part 2. More hard to find on its own, standalone in the UK. That you don't always come across it. Season 1's really easy to find as a standalone. Season 2's not that easy to pick up. But you're better off finding it if you're gonna go down the route of this. You're better off going for the complete collection. They tend to be in a lot better condition normally, just because of that big, thick, heavy-duty box. I mean, the inside of the box is even lined with the Thundercats logo as well. Good thing about these is they've loads and loads of extras. So this is a 24 disc set. So the special features on these are the makings of breakdown of each episode. You get quite a bit on the currently. UK price fluctuates second hand. Obviously, you can't buy that new in the UK anymore. So price sort of fluctuates around about 28 to 30 for the full set. But it is worth grabbing. It is worth picking up. If you're a Thundercats fan, it is definitely worth grabbing. I mean, from all the cartoons that this company turned out, Thundercats was probably the biggest mainstream show that they had. Obviously, they did Tiger Sharks and Silverhawks was another one that they did. Silverhawks was sort of popular. It wasn't that big in the UK. I think it was more popular in the US. And Tiger Sharks, you know what I mean? You very, very rarely find anyone that's actually heard of Tiger Sharks. But all three shows were sort of set within the same universe. There was never really any tie-ins, but it always gave you that idea that all three shows were set in the same universe. So the first one, Thundercats. If you want an more in-depth view of this box set, again, look back down my channel. You'll find me doing a full dive on this one. So that was Thundercats. Let's catch up with the chat. Future Boy, my most anticipated that hasn't already got a release in 2003 is the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated series and the 90s X-Men series. The 90s X-Men series I pretty much like. It is a decent show. Again, there is no complete in the UK. That I've just got dribs and drabs. I've got the Phoenix Saga and a few other ones of the original X-Men series. The 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, can't say I was really into it. It just, I think I was too long in the tooth by that point to grasp what it was doing. It's good that the series, that you know, what I mean, they kept the franchise alive. That's brilliant. But at that point, I was pretty done with Turtles. So, second one we'll have a look at. This is probably my top 5. 80 shows for the sheer quality of it and the story writing and the animation style. And it is Dungeons and Dragons. Again, this is the complete box set. Brilliant show. Again, one of my big favorites as a kid, and I can still watch this now, and it's still entertaining. This box set I have seen in numerous different formats. I've seen it as a big slide out section. I've seen it in like a big clamshell kind of thing as well. But even the UK, we got it like this. And I think out of them all that I've seen, I think the UK edition was the best. So from the front, it's on a little bit of Velcro. It opens up that way on the Velcro. And it shows you Presto there. I mean, Presto looks pretty good on that. It's some nice drawings on the and then the DVDs are in the side like that. Again, if I've got them in order, which I've not, I'll get them in order. The spines line up to, if you can sort of see it. Spines line up to show all the characters. Well, what I've understood about this is season 1. Well, volume 1 is U, volume 2 is PG, volume 3 is U, volume 4 is PG. God only knows why. It's the same damn show. Probably one of the best shows that was done in the 80s. It was a big shame that it got cancelled at the end, and we never really got a true ending to this. But this is a fantastic release. If you're a collector of this stuff, then Dungeons and Dragons is one that really has to be in your collection. It is that good. And this edition, the extras on this There's fan commentaries on here as well as on 7 of the episodes. Then there's the original promo art. There's a title sequence featurette. There's other interviews. There's character model sheets. There's original character profiles. Original series Bible. The Requiem featurette, which is really good because that breaks the whole show down in a nice little documentary. And then also on this, there's content includes episode scripts of PDF files. So if you stick these in your computer, you can download the scripts of each show. Again, a real shame that it never got finished off properly. And it's not the only one that's never got finished off properly. There's been numerous cartoons that never really got finished off and just left you wondering at the end, really. But this is a really nice edition. Again, second-hand, this dead cheap in the UK now. You can find a nice, crisp, pristine copy of this second-hand for about 18 to 20 pounds. Could possibly still pick this up new, I would imagine, in a couple of places. I would imagine HMV probably still carry this. I would imagine FOP still carry it as well. But that's definitely worth a pick up if you can grab that edition of it. That's Dungeons and Dragons. Catch up with the chat. Future Boy, Mill Creek released Dungeons and Dragons, a slim 3-disc set. That's not many discs. Was that the complete collection, Future Boy? If that was a complete collection, mate, that's not many discs to squeeze that on me. They must have compressed the hell out of that to get that on there. Tony at Basement Blues, the animation style is amazing on Dungeons & Dragons. It is, mate. It was one of those sort of kids of a certain age when you thought you'd outgrown certain cartoons and you felt things were a bit too kiddie-ish or childish. Dungeons & Dragons stood out head and shoulders. More adult style looking animated show, but worked really well. You know what I mean? Storylines were fantastic in it. Animation style was great. I mean, for us in the UK, that was not only a Saturday morning cartoon, but it was a during the week cartoon and after school cartoon as well. So it was really big popular franchise in the UK. Future Boy, 27 episodes on 3 DVDs. Holy shit, mate. I mean, that must be compressed to hell. Because this set that I've got is 4 DVDs. So it's been given a little bit more room to breathe, but 27 episodes on 3 DVDs, that is cramming it on there. But that is true, Mill Creek style. I mean, Mill Creek do it quite regular. I mean, I've got some Mill Creek stuff here that we'll have a look at in a minute on US imports. And they seem to do it all the time. I suppose it's to keep the price down. Price point's got to be right on this stuff to sell it as well as. That's the other big thing. I mean, because this is a really niche market. Not everyone's buying into this stuff. I mean, it's just nostalgia junkies like me that's buying a lot of this. So I suppose if they didn't have the price at the right kind of price point, people wouldn't buy it. So squeezing 27 episodes on three discs, you know what I mean? I suppose it's there just to keep the price down. Blues Tony, Mill Creek is terrible at compressing their discs to get more content out for the cheap. Yeah, I completely get that, mate. I mean, I've heard loads and loads of people talk about Mill Creek stuff like that. And again, I have a little bit of stuff from Mill Creek that's Region 1. But I've not that much, and some of it, what it is, you know what I mean? You may not see the compression in it because they're not complete collections. So there's more episodes spread out to more discs, but I'll show you those in a bit. Next one's a bit of an absolute beast of a set. This is probably one of the holy grails for me. I can get the damn thing off the shelf. It's that big. I found this. This was an eBay purchase for me. This was months and months and months of looking around. Burton people, then out the blue, this dropped on, and this was a really sort of early morning finish on eBay, and I put a bid in on it and I won it. and I won this for peanuts. I think I paid £9, including postage for this. And it is the complete set of G1 Transformers, including the remastered Transformers, the movie. This is a 14-disc set. This is an absolute beast. It's a little bit battered. Pops, knocks. Won't stand up much, man. It won't be up to the test, Matt Alan. This one. The box for it is really, really thin cardboard. I mean, considering how many discs this is holding, I'm surprised it's not completely fell to pieces. I mean, there's a bit of a ding on it there, but considering how old this set is, and how flimsy the bloody box is, it's done pretty well. That's all it is. It's not in bad shape, to be fair. If you're a G1 Transformers fan, for me, this is the way to do it. If you can find this set, pick it up. It is an absolutely fantastic set. It's loaded with extras. It's loaded with art cards. There's a great A3 poster in here of Optimus Prime. Again, there's downloadable scripts. The movie itself in this one was a good thing because it was the reconstructed movie. Like that, with the old school artwork on the front, which is I think is brilliant. So we'll have a quick run through. But it goes Season 1, Volume 1. And again, if you want more of an in-depth on this, there's a big video on my channel of me going through this set. The bloody video is about 20 minutes long. So if you want more in-depth on this, have a dig around on that one. And you'll see how good of a set this actually is. Metrodome put this out in the UK and did a brilliant job. So it's all 4 seasons spread out over 13 discs, and then the movie on the 14th disc. And again, I picked this up for £9 postage, which is fantastic. This currently is out of print in the UK. You can no longer get this. If you are looking for a copy of this in the UK, expect to pay about £40 for it now. The price has jumped. There's other ways you can pick it up, but it's, in my personal opinion, the set that's the alternative to this isn't as good. There isn't as much on it as what you get with this. Like I said, granted, the box isn't brilliant that it comes in, but I can work with that. You know what I mean? Apart from that, it's a really, really good set. So that's G1 Transformers. Quick dig into the chat, catch up with that. Tony over at Basement Blues. Whoa, that is a deal for the Transformers set. It was, mate. To be fair, at £9 when I won it, I didn't think the guy was going to send it out. I honestly thought that he was going to cancel it and give me some bullshit excuse over it. But fair play to the guy, he didn't. He mailed it out. You know if I remember rightly, I think that it cost him £5 to mail it to me. So the guy only made £4 on it, which is crazy, because the set still sells pretty well. Future Boy, I recently purchased the expensive Robotech series box set from Funimation. Also got Machine Robo. Not sure if you're familiar. I do know Robotech, mate. Funimation have done some really good stuff. Funimation also turned out the 4K version of Transformers the movie that came out recently. I mean, I've got the Screen Factory version, but Funimation also did a thing with the Transformers line as well. But Machine Robo, I am not 100% sure about. Screen Factory re-released a similar. Screen Factory re-released it with slimmer box sets of the G1 Transformers. The 4K movie was an incredible transfer with the colours that were so vivid. Mate, it's brilliant. that 4K. If no one owns that 4K and you are a Transformers fan and you like Transformers the movie, that 4K it's pristine. It does the film loads 100% justice. It looks fantastic. Sounds great as well. I mean, the Blu-ray always did it justice, but that 4K is tremendous. It really is. Right, next one we'll have a look at is, again, another favourite of mine. And again, probably the best way that you can get this complete collection. In the UK, this was an absolute catastrophe. The way they released this was the single worst release I've ever come across on a cartoon like this on DVD. The way they released volumes of series instead of just releasing season 1, season 2, they didn't. They just jumbled around with it everywhere. So you'd sort of like 20 episodes on a volume, and then you'd 18 episodes on a volume, and it was all over the show, and it was never priced the same. And you can never get the later volumes weren't as popular because they'd not, obviously there weren't many printed because people had stopped buying into it. So it was a nightmare, and I tried for ages to get a complete collection of this in the UK, and it proved so difficult that I gave up at the end. Sold everything off and bought this US import, and it's He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. For me, this release is the best release that there's ever been of Masters of the Universe. It is fucking brilliant. This has got everything on it that you could possibly want. So it's all 130 episodes, as you can see that. But it's also got a He-Man, He-Man and Shira, The Secret of the Sword, the full movie, if everyone knows about that one, and He-Man and Shira Christmas special. So if you know the Christmas special that was done, so that was 2 standalone films that was put out in the franchise. They're also on this as well as worth every penny that you'll spend on this set. And again, there's loads of stuff on here. The Power of Grayskull, the definitive history of He-Man is on here. It's worth the money alone just for the documentary. The documentary is fantastic. Saturday Morning's Legacy of Filmation. There's a nice documentary on here about Filmation and the cartoons that they put out through the back end of the 70s, all through the 80s. Filmation were a great company, did a lot of really good stuff. But He-Man was the standout. Not the best show that they did by a long shot. He-Man is definitely not the best show that Filmation did, but it's probably the most notable. Definitely the one that everyone sort of knows going down the line. This one. So that's He-Man, Master of the Universe. What I do like about this one, obviously, there's a nice booklet in it. There's a nice bit of artwork on the back of the sleeve as well. Get it all out. There's a nice booklet like that. It's only about 6 pages, but it's quite cool. It's like the synopsis breakdown of seasons. So it shows you season 1 and season 2, and then the bonus feature stuff over there. And then on the inside, we got a nice picture of He-Man and Skeletor. It's quite cool artwork. But what I do like about this, and especially as all you collectors know, that space is a premium. They crammed everything into a nice clamshells like this. Really, really good set, this. Fantastic the way they put it together. Definitely worth a pick up. If you're a He-Man fan and you're in the UK, get rid of your crappy Kerbo box ones. Get shut of them because CAX will give you decent money on for them at the moment, and hunt yourself down one of these and pick it up. And again, I bought this from a UK seller on eBay. I think I give £15 for it. Worth £15 all day long. I'm not sure what it currently sells for. Obviously, it's a universal release, this one. So I'd imagine this is still in print. I can't see it not being in print because it is a definitive edition, really. So that's He-Man, Master of the Universe. pick it. Oh, that's a great edition. We'll go back to the chat. Future Boy, what animated series that hasn't got a release yet are you anticipating the most? Something that's not got a release. Well, again, I mentioned it before. Silverhawks has never had a UK release. Probably never likely to get a UK release, but it has a German release. So there's every possibility that I'll pick the German release up. Again, I would wish that there was a lot more of that Hanna-Barbera line of shows released in the UK. There's hardly any. And when we get down the line in a bit, you'll see what I've got of those shows. There's very, very few. There's the mainstream Hanna-Barbera stuff that you'll find all day long, your Yogi Bears and all that kind of stuff. Wacky Races, you'll find all that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about stuff like Black Star, Giltar and the Golden Lance, Centurions. You know what I mean? All this in the US all got complete collection releases. In the UK, we've got nothing. They've never had release at all. So if I could get all of that, some of that kind of stuff, I would love them to release that kind of thing. Future Boy. Hold on. Future Boy, we have Silverhawks, the 2 seasons on DVD. Yeah, I've seen it, pal. Like I said, there's a nice German release at the moment. And for me, the cheapest way for me to get hold of it is the German release. That German release is about €19, I think. And then it'd be a few euros to have it posted to the UK, and it would be in about 3 or 4 days. Well, they've done a sterling job with it. It looks the packaging alone looks really good. What they've done with it. So the next one we'll have a look at is a show that is better than He-Man. Now, people might look at me like I've got 2 heads or something, but this show was light years ahead of He-Man. And it is Shira, the Princess of Power. Again, there is no 100% complete collection of this, and I don't really know why. It's hard to say. In the UK, all there is Volume 1, which is that. And there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? It does what it does. I can't remember how many episodes, 32 episodes on Volume 1. And it is a lovely little set. Again, can be picked up for reasonable money. About £18 second hand, this one now. I'm not sure if it's still in print. It might even still be in print. You might be able to still pick this up new. But this is a second hand copy. And again, they broke it down over 6 discs. So we'll go through the discs because they've got some nice artwork on them. So that's the first one. So each disc is individual artwork with a different character from the show. Get that light off it. Now, again, you're probably scratching your heads why I said this is better than He-Man. Now, I am a big He-Man fan, but this was better written, better produced, slightly less stock animation in this than what was used in He-Man. I mean, loads of the same thing was used in He-Man over and over again. There was, as far as it went, as we can see off this one, the Horde were far better than Skeletor and his cronies. I mean, the Horde, as far as bad guys went, were fantastic. Really, really good. And Hordak is a really, really good bad guy in this. Every bit as good as Skeletor. Every bit as good as Skeletor. So for me, and I know a few other people out there see it as the same way. Chris from over at Crept of the 80s, Crept from the 80s, he prefers this show over He-Man as well, same as I do. But again, that one is all we got in the UK. So that was it. There is no more after that. So that's that. But then, for some reason, you can get a season 1, volume 2, which is a US release. And that's got 33 episodes on it. And that's sort of a slide out sort of digipack. So they're not the same. But I do like the artwork on this. I think the artwork is fantastic. It looks like they've taken it straight from a cell from the show. It is like high. It's embossed. If I can get the damn thing on the camera proper. It looks fantastic. Nice booklet in there as well. And it is a beast of a set. It really is. You know what I mean? Just look how many discs that is. I mean, the artwork in the background behind each disc is superb. It lines up with the disc, which I always like. You know what I mean? That is just something else. I mean, it's a fantastic set. But why this has never had a complete collection, I have no idea. It baffles me, to be honest. Because it was, like I said, at the point in time, it was every bit as good as He-Man. If I can get it back in the damn box. But again, these, I mean, the UK season 1, volume 1 is just the episodes. There's no extras on there. There's no nothing. But then the special features on the US version, season 1, volume 2, it's absolutely loaded. The story of Shira, full episode commentaries, full-length animated storyboards, 2 image galleries, 2 collectible 4-inch by 6-inch art cards, 50 detailed profiles of the characters, Loki's fun facts and trivia. DVD-ROM features 8 complete scripts and model sheets. It's a great set, you know what I mean? But why we've never had a full complete, I have no idea. I honestly couldn't tell you. So that's the way I've got it at the moment until I come across a complete set somewhere. I mean, I will do at some point in time. It will show up. Let's get back to the chat. Tony over at Best Blues, He-Man and Shira are both great. Yeah, pal. I mean, I really enjoy the shows, you know what I mean? And when the two sort of worlds collide and there's crossovers between He-Man and Shira, or Shira and He-Man, they're brilliant, you know what I mean? Both films that they turned out are of really good quality and really entertaining. It just baffles me that Shira didn't get the love over here in the UK that He-Man got. Future Boy, Shira got the same treatment DVD set as He-Man. You just showed for your information, dude. I would love that set. You know what I mean? If I could find that set, but it never seems to crop up. I've never seen one pop up on UK eBay. If you want to email me a link at mastersofthe80s at mail.com, by all means, mate, you send me a link via email, and I'll if you can find something somewhere, I'll hit it up, because I would love that in my collection. Next one. Now, we were talking Mill Creek, and we all know what Mill Creek are like. Even in the UK, I know what Mill Creek are like. And this is a show. This is another Filmation show. And again, it's a show I love, and it was a popular cartoon on children's BBC back in the day, late 80s for me, this one. And it's a show I loved. It doesn't get as much love now for some reason. People don't seem to like it as much. I'll just hit a chat quick. Future Boy, what's the email again? So if anybody wants to email me, and again, I'll drop it in the description later on. It's Masters of the 80s at mail.com. So if anybody ever wants to get a hold of me, whether you're selling things off, whether you've got links to things you think I'd like, whether you want to come onto this live stream and chat about this crap with me, just hit me up on my email and I'll always email you back. So again, Future Boy, Masters of the 80s at mail.com. And I don't know why the show didn't get the love, because it was popular in the UK. And again, there is no UK release of this whatsoever. And I've only got a part release. And again, it's a Mill Creek release. And that is Brave Star. Eyes of the Hawk, Ears of the Wolf. Great show. Absolutely fantastic show. Premise of it was really good. Characters within this was great, and they were memorable. Again, like all the shows of this time, each episode had some kind of hidden meaning to it, that they give you a little brief rundown of what kids shouldn't be doing and should be doing at the end. Typical Filmation style stuff, but was a brilliant show. And why we've never got a complete collection of this in the UK, it baffles me. Because again, animation style was good on it. Had another one of those theme tunes that buried its way into your brain like a worm. Fantastic show. But again, this is Mill Creek, so you know what you're getting. And the bit that annoys me is they go through all this big thick case to put DVDs in those. I mean, Christ. I mean, what are they doing? I mean, that's cost them more to do that than just putting it into just a dual card. I don't understand why they've done it. That's just a 2-disc set. So again, I'm always on the hunt for a complete Brave Star, and I can never ever seem to find one. There's definitely never nothing pops up in the UK for it. But again, it's one that I've never shown on my channel, this one, because again, it's not a complete collection. I only tend to do sort of deep dives on sets that I've got that are complete. So this one's never had an airing out on my channel, so it's the first time you've got to see this on my channel. So that's Brave Star. Get back to the chat for a minute. Tony says, Future Boy, I'm hoping they will release more of the HB series on Blu-ray. Tony, you'd like to think that they would, mate. You know what I mean? I know there's some stuff sort of trickling out. And they'd love to do standard. So they love to do SD on Blu-ray, so standard definition onto Blu-ray, so they can cram more on there, so they're not flooding these standard DVDs with loads. So a lot of the stuff you get has never had a sort of transfer to make it look better. They are the standard definition episodes just crammed onto Blu-rays. Some companies are doing it at the moment. I mean, the big outstanding one for me, and we'll have a look in a bit. I've got the DVDs of them. It's Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. For that to get a Blu-ray release, I mean, I never thought we'd see that. But I think there was an ulterior motive to that, really. And I think the ulterior motive was it was a advertising ploy for the new film that's coming to Disney Plus of Rescue Rangers. I think if they could get some nostalgia money in from a release like that, that's what they was going to do. So that's cool that you guys got that in the US. Obviously, that's never going to see these shows at all. But it's a nice step forward, and especially to see Disney do something like that. You know what I mean? It's more of a miracle than anything else, I think. Next one I'm going to show, slightly odd. And before I show it, don't poo-poo it. Don't have negative thoughts about it because you think it's one thing and it's completely the other. And it is a great show. It was a Saturday morning show for me, this in the UK, mid-80s. And really was aimed at girls. But the animation style always sort of sucked me in, drawed me in, because the animation was brilliant for it. And the storylines were okay, and the plots were okay, and the characterization was okay. But the animation just drew me in straight away. And I like the show, and the show's very good. And that is Gem and the Holograms. She's truly outrageous. She is truly outrageous. Great little show. All 3 seasons of it on here. There's no extras, no special features, no nothing. It just is what it is. It's a nice release. Can be picked up relatively cheap in the UK this now. Second hand, you can get this for about £8. It's definitely worth picking up for £8. Again, like that He-Man set, it's a universal release. So it comes in these nice cases like that, which I well prefer. If you're going to do a box set like this, then that's the way to go with me. If you're going to multi-disc it like that. Another catchy theme tune to this one. Another set of protagonists and bad guys that were really good. But glamour and glitter, fashion and fame. Gem and the Holograms. She's truly outrageous. Don't dismiss it. It holds up really well, to be fair. I mean, it's better than the absolute atrocity of the film they tried to do a few years back. I mean, that thing just fucking stunk. This is really good. And if you find it kicking around, I tell you, pick it up, because it is definitely worth having in your collection. It is a good show, and it's a better show than what you remember it as or what you think it is. So that was Gem. Back to the chat. Future Boy, Gem is awesome. It is, mate. It is. I think too many guys who maybe collect this stuff or are a similar age to me. I mean, I'm 44. Might think picking Gem up, it's a bit of a girly thing, but I look today, it's not like that at all. If something's worth having in your collection, if something's that good, then it is worth putting into your collection. And Gem and the Holograms is a good show. You know what I mean? It was good at what it did. Toria, Basement Blues. I have never seen Gem. Mate, honestly, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like 80s cartoons, you'll definitely like the animation style of it. The animation style is really, really good. Again, the characters in the show are fantastic. It's really it's worth picking up if you find a copy. I would imagine it's as cheap in the States as what it is in the UK, because again, people just poo-poo it and think, oh, it's a girls' show or whatever. Nah, pick it up, mate. It's really, really good. Future Boy, I'm 44 also. Bingo, mate. Champion. What month was you born? I am November 77 myself. Tony, I'm 53 and some of these shows I missed out on. Yeah, I can understand, mate. I'll tell you what, mate. Like I say, I watch your videos all the time. And you're doing really well for 53. Because there's no way I'd have said you were 53 years old looking at you. So hats off to you, brother. You're looking fine. But like I said, there's yeah, I mean, dude, you're about 4 weeks older than I am. There we go. It's and again, a lot of this thing is just massive nostalgia. That's all it is. You know what I mean? Some of these shows, as I get further down these shelves, are fucking shit. They're awful, terrible shows. But the nostalgia of it just overweighs how bad of a show it's. And I will still buy into it. I'll even if a show's a stinker, I'll still buy it just for the nostalgia reasons of these kind of releases. Films, I'm a little bit different on. Cartoons, ooh, just keep spoon feeding it, man. Just keep driving it in. I love the stuff. Can't get enough. Next, we'll have a look at what's next. Oh, no, we're talking. This is one of my favorites. This is in my top 5. Mask. Mask. Brilliant show. If I remember rightly, Mask was a bigger deal in the UK than it was in the US. And I know it was big in the US, but holy shit, it was massive over here. We could not get enough of this stuff in the UK. Cartoon, the comic book, the toys. Oh my God, the toys. I mean, if I had the room in this room that I'm in now, it will be full of Mask toys. Luckily, I've not got the room because some of this stuff just goes for crazy money now. But the show itself was great. Ran off at a bit of a tangent at the end. It didn't carry through from what it started as. It changed into something completely bloody different. But I still liked it for it. It still was what it was. This is a nice release by Cookie Jar and Lace DVD. Cookie Jar put out quite a bit in the UK. This can still be bought brand new. This is really cheap. £8 to £10. This can be picked up for now. I noticed a couple of people on Instagram have been picking this up recently. So it must have been cropping up somewhere at reasonable money because loads of people seem to jump on the bandwagon with it. No extras on this. There's nothing. It just is what it is. It's just the standard releases. But it comes in a lovely set like that. You think by now I'd know which way was left and right on this camera. But my God, get to grips, man. So it's on an 8-disc set. So if you know the show and you know the toy line and the lore of the show, it starts off as one thing, as Mask taking on Venom, and Venom just causing all kinds of havoc, and Mask coming in to save the day. At the back end of it all, it changes completely and goes to like a NASCAR show. So it's more about the racing between Mask and Venom and stuff, and it changes direction completely, but it's still enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's not as good as what it started off life as, but it is still good, and it's a great set. So again, if you're a Mask fan or a nostalgia fan or a big 80s nerd like myself, that has got to be in your collection. It really is that good. Tony, I agree on the nostalgia factor. Yeah, mate, I mean, Christ, everything for me in this room is a nostalgia thing. There's very, very few new titles in here. It's everything I've got, whether it's movies, whether it's cartoons, whether it's TV shows. All this stuff is 70s, 80s, early 90s stuff. It's all nostalgia. It's all stuff I grew up with. It's all the stuff I love. I find it very, very hard to watch modern films and enjoy them and get more out of them than what I get out of older stuff. Don't get me wrong. There's a few sort of more modern films that I like, modern franchises that I like, but it's the big kicker with the whole nostalgia thing for me. It's just deep rooted in my DNA, and it's going nowhere. And when I can find this stuff and I can pick it up, it's brilliant. To rewatch some of this stuff, you know what I mean, just takes you back to being a kid. I don't care how old you are. It works its magic. It does what it does. It's great. You know what I mean? Future Boy, Love Mask was my absolute favourite. It's a doozy as a show. You know what I mean? If when they sat down at that board meeting and gone, right, we need a new show. What can we do about it? Well, Transformers is popular. Right, okay. What else is popular? Well, G.I. Joe's popular. Right. What about we just mix the fucking two together? What, Transformers and G.I. Joe? Yeah. Boom. That's what you get. And that's basically what it is. It's Transformers and G.I. Joe thrown in a blender. And that's what came out of it is Mask. And it works so well. And other franchises have tried it over the years and it's never worked that well. But Mask, something just hit. And it was fantastic. And again, it was a huge thing in the UK. Huge. That's my phone going off again. Have a quick look. Okay, so next one we'll have a look at is it's another one of my favourites as well. As this show does not get talked about enough. It's a good show. A lot of people forget this one. Was based on a video game by Namco, and the only similarity, I always try and say that word and I can never bloody say it. The only things that are the same from the game to this show are the colours of the cars. So if you played this game, you know that one car is red and one car is blue. And the only other thing they share together is the title. That's pole position. A sleeper show that more people should know about. If you don't know the show, check it out. Another show that had one of those theme tunes that just buried its way in and never really came out. When I first saw this available on DVD, I thought it was snide. I thought this was bootleg because that front cover looks bootleg. It doesn't really look as though it's legit because that artwork looks nothing like what the show actually is. And then when you look to the back, well, the back filled me with a bit more hope for it. And then obviously, as I put them in and started watching them, it is legit. It is a release. I would imagine it's been done like that to keep the cost down because again, they probably thought they weren't going to shift many units of it. They class this as a collector's edition. I don't know why, because there's nothing else on here apart from the episodes themselves. It's a great show. It really is a great show that either enough people don't remember or they don't talk about because it lives up and stands up even to this day when you watch it. It is really good. And again, go back down the list of my videos, you'll see me talk about this one more in depth and have a more of a deep dive and have a look at this. But it is a good show. And again, absolutely dirt cheap to find this now. £6 to £7 to pick that complete setup, which is a bargain. So if you've never heard of it or you've never seen it, do yourself a favour and grab pole position. Brilliant little show. This one took some tracking down. TV went off. Well, let's get back to the chat. We've got some more chat. Future Boy, we don't have pole position released. I don't think I've seen this series. Mate, check it out. Honestly, I would imagine I might have to have a bit of a deep dive, but I would imagine it's up on YouTube. It's not that many episodes. I think there's 22 altogether. I might be mistaken. It's either a little bit more, a little bit less, but it's around the 22 mark episodes of it. I would imagine it is up on YouTube. Check it out. I mean, even if you just look at the theme tune will tell you all you need to know, and the intro to the cartoon will show you all you need to know. It's really, really good. It went completely away from what the video game was. So obviously in the video game you was racing. It's a racing game, pole position. But in this TV series, there were stunt cars and there were stunt exhibitionists, brother and sister duo, who inherit both cars off the parents who get killed in an assassination. And then once the show starts, you know why they've been assassinated, why they've been killed. But it's definitely worth a watch. And if it's on YouTube, mate, check it out. It is worth a watch. The next one we're going to have a look at. This took me ages to find, and I mean ages. I've had the set in like loads of oddball compilations and episodes here and episodes there, and like 3 episodes on a disc release, and then they've released like 4 or 5 episodes on another disc, and it was just like the He-Man thing. It was just a shambles. So when I eventually came across this, and Fabulous DVD have released this, Fabulous have done quite a bit in the UK. They do a lot of Blu-ray as well, and mainly nostalgia stuff, mainly 80s and 90s TV shows and films they turn out. But this is the complete edition, collector's edition of Defenders of the Earth. Another fantastic show, and one of the only videos that I've done that's been flagged, believe it or not. When I did my deep dive on this, probably 4 or 5 months ago, at the beginning of my videos on these, I'll always show you the intro to the show. So I'll put the intro on. Never once have I been flagged for showing an intro before I do a deep dive on one of these box sets. But look what it says up there. A Marvel production. Oh my God, as soon as this uploaded, there were fucking red flags flying everywhere, and they wouldn't allow me to upload it. So I had to crop the intro to the show out of my video and then re-upload it, and it went fine. Another great show. Again, this was an after-school show. This was a Saturday morning show. It is really, really good, based on a number of characters out of different universes. So based really around Flash Gordon and the fight with Ming the Merciless. But then again, it brought the Phantom into it. It brought Lothar into it, and it brought why can I never remember his name? Mandrake. Why the hell could I remember that? Mandrake. So it brings those 4 characters together as the Defenders of the Earth, and then it also involves their children as well. Really, really good show. Early animation stuff on the first couple of episodes of this doesn't hold up that well. It isn't the best, but storyline is really good, and it does progressively get better as it goes along. Well, this is a lovely set put out by Fabulous DVD. It took me forever to find a copy of this, and I think I ended up paying about £22 for it, second hand. And again, really nice way it's presented. Lovely booklet there that breaks the characters down. There's a synopsis for every episode. So if you're into a booklet or a book, This is really good. It's a really thick booklet for this kind of release. You don't always get these in these kind of releases. And then it's set out really nice like that. I would imagine everyone's seen this show. It's again, it's one of those, if you can find the complete collection and you're into this kind of stuff, it's one you really need to pick up. It is really, really good. 65 episodes on this, on 7 discs. Again, sadly though, there's no special features on it or anything, which for a title like this, I find slightly odd. You mean what I mean? A company like Marvel and a show like Defenders of the Earth, you'd think that they would have some stuff they could bang on here as extra features and special features, but there's nothing. But don't let that put you off. It's still a really, really good show. It's still one I fondly remember. So we've pretty much shot through that top shelf. So that top shelf was primarily shows that everyone would really know. I think that's like the big mainstream stuff. I've got some more mainstream stuff coming through, but then there's more UK specific shows, stuff that you probably will have got in the US, but obviously you started off life in the UK first, and some shows that you probably never got at all in the UK. So we'll drop down to the next shelf. And again, big favourite of mine. People will probably remember it. Definitely in the UK. This character's still going to this day. So he's been around some nearly, I would imagine, nearly 40 years, this guy. And it is Banana Man. When Eric eats a banana, an amazing transformation occurs. Eric is Banana Man. Brilliant show. It's now owned by the Dandy, which is a comic book in the UK. Dandy now owned the franchise to Banana Man, and this particular edition was put out by Dandy. It's over 3 discs. It's 40 episodes on 3 discs, so it's really crammed on there. But each episode's only about 10 minutes long. Really good little show. It was a nice filler spot in between the sort of bigger shows on after school TV. Was voiced by 3 actors from the UK who you may know as the Goodies. One of them being Bill Oddie, the other one being Graham Garden and Tim Brooke Taylor. Did these? So all the voices for these was from 3 guys who had a comedy show, and that comedy show was the Goodies. The Goodies was a good show in itself, but Banana Man, slightly obscure superhero that is actual. Can you see it up there? If I can get it in. If you look, yeah, that's Eric. And that's him transforming when he's eating a banana to Banana Man. The problem is, when Eric's Eric, he's really clever, but weedy. And when he eats a banana and changes it to Banana Man is a fucking powerhouse, but thick as shit. So Eric can do things on his own that Banana Man can't, and Banana Man can do things on his own that Eric can't. So it was quite a good concept. And he had a sidekick called Crow, who was a bird, who was a crow. He used to talk. Again, this is the Ultimate Collection. There is another edition of this as well. That's more cheaper than this one, but it isn't as good. The release isn't as good. See it like that. Flip that over so it clips in place. And then behind the discs, there's a little bit of art. If I can get the disc out. But there's also the breakdown of what's on each disc. So it's a good little one. I mean, relatively inexpensive as well, listener. I mean, second hand in the UK, probably get it for about £6. It's not expensive at all. But it's definitely worth a pick up. I mean, I would imagine I think this played in the US, but it was a lot later on than when we first got it. But that's Banana Man. Check Banana Man out. We'll go back to the chat because I can see a good friend of mine just popped in here. And that is Brad, Cat3 and me. Hello, Brad. How's it going, pal? What's up, Anthony? Just walked into the theatre. How's it going, man? I'm good, thanks, mate. I'm good on this Saturday evening. How was X? Was it a good flick? Was it not a good flick? I hope your theatres are fuller than ours, because our theatres are doing fucking nothing in the UK. I've got a theatre within 10-15 minute walk of me. Leisurely stroll over to it, and it really struggles. It's doing nothing. Big multiplex. So hopefully, mate, cinema experience in the US is better than what it is in the UK at the moment. So the next few now. Were mainstays of UK children's TV. Another great show. If you don't own a copy of this, there's a fantastic transfer of this up on YouTube at the moment. You can get every episode up on YouTube of what we're going to look at now. It's a show that still holds up pretty well. I'll give it a watch through when I picked this up a couple of years back. It's a good show, and another one with a catchy theme tune, and it's the complete adventures of Dog Tanyan and the Musket Hounds, the collector's set, series 1, 2, and the movie. This was hugely popular in the UK. This was a BBC show. It was massive, and again, this is down on my channel. If you want to look at me do a deep dive on this one, it's down there. But like I said, if you want to check this out, this is up on YouTube. You can check every episode out on YouTube of this. Based around the Musketeers, the Three Musketeers, basically. But everybody, every character in it was a dog, a different breed of dog. It was a great show. And like I say, it slows up really well. I really like the case on this one as well. Can you sort of see that? The case is round on it. All the edges are rounded off. It's quite a nice touch. Relatively inexpensive again. This one in the UK, £5 or £6 will snag you a copy of this. Again, really nice set. On those nice swing trays, which I like that. It's brilliant. But also on this, it's good that you get the movie as well, because there was a movie that sort of finished everything off, that tied it all up at the end. But there's some good special features on it as well, which I love it when you get special features on these. It means that these companies that are turning these out actually love what they're doing. So there's character biographies, there's character fact files, the theme tune with lyrics. I mean, this theme tune is killer. You know what I mean? Once you listen to this theme tune, it's never going away. Exclusive episodes of King Arthur and the Square Knights of the Round Table. Again, that's another one we'll look at there. That was another show that was turned out by this company. Sing-along karaoke version of the original theme tune, desktop wallpapers, bonus episodes of Around the World Willie Fogg. That's another set we'll have a look at in a minute. And a Dog Tanyan special, the TV movie. Check it out. It's great. But again, if you're in the UK, dirt cheap to pick up this thing now. That's Dog Tanyan and the Musket Hounds, the complete collector's set. Let's go back to the chat for a bit. Brad says, I really like X. Nobody else in the theatre. No woke curb. It's just a well-made horror film. Cool, man. That's good. That's good to hear. It's not good to hear that there was nobody else in the theatre, but it's good to hear that they're not ramming agendas down your throat in a stand-up, just a standard horror film. It's Brad saying what's up to Tony. Brad saying what's up to Future Boy. Tony saying hello to Brad. I've never heard of Tanyan. Yeah, it's an odd one, mate. It started off as a French cartoon, and then the BBC picked it up over here and dubbed it into English. If you want to check it out, like I say, it's up on YouTube. Every episode's up on YouTube, and it's been digitally remastered as well, so it looks fantastic on YouTube. Probably as good as what the DVD does. But it's a nice little show. It's one of those shows that's sort of it's got a nice warm fuzzy feeling about it. It's nothing too over the top or too serious. It is what it is. But it's okay. It must be a UK show. Yeah, again, French UK. I'm surprised that none of the US stations or channels would have picked that up back in the day on syndication. I know a lot of the UK based stuff was taken on syndication over the years in the US. So the next one we'll have a look at is by the same company that turned out Tanyan. And the show was every bit as good as. And that is Around the World with Willie Fogg. Now, basically, this is the story of Around the World in 80 Days. But obviously, you've got animals again. I mean, the company that did these was obsessed with bloody animals as humans, because he seemed to be everything that they did was like this. Again, another really good show. 26 episodes. This one ran for 2 seasons. Another mainstay of BBC children's TV after school. This one, just like what Tanyan was. Another really good show. Another one that once you listen the theme tune to this and watch the intro to it, it's another one of those theme tunes you're never going to get out of your head. It just sticks in there, pushes all the good information out and just leaves crap like this. But again, there's good special features on it. There's a Jules Verne's biography on here, character profiles, episode profiles, more Arthur and the Square Knights episodes. So it's 5 DVDs over 11 hours. And again, it's got a nice swing tray in it. One of the lugs is snapped off on this, but it's a nice set. And again, it's got the synopsis on the back under the artwork, the episode synopsis. Again, relatively inexpensive in the UK. This now secondhand, £5 or £6 will snag you this one as well. But any UK child of the 80s, if you watch children's BBC, you'll know that one. And again, this is another one that's down below. If you want to see me do the deep dive or the big looks at these, go and check out some of my other videos. You'll see them up there. You know. This one is a big one. Company called Cosgrove Hall in the UK. Turned out pretty much banger after banger when they released a kids TV show, and this one is no exception. This one is the biggest TV show that they ever did. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's the biggest TV show they ever did. Now, this is close to my heart. This company is close to my heart. as the company is only the company was only situated a few miles away from where I live. So this is like a hometown thing for me, and it is Danger Mouse, the complete collection. There are a number of complete collection Danger Mouses. There's a 25th anniversary, 30th anniversary. I think this is the 30th anniversary. There's a 35th anniversary. But this is Cosgrove Hall at the best. This was a show that ran all over the world. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was put into 16 languages. I think it was shown in about 30 countries. It was a powerhouse of cartoons at the time, and it came from a tiny animation studio near Manchester. The popularity of the show, it can't be taken lightly. The whole franchise of this is huge. It spawned spin-offs with Count Duckula. So if you're aware of the Count Duckula show, Count Duckula was a bad guy that was in Danger Mouse, and Cosgrove Hall thought the character was strong enough and good enough to get his own show, and it was. Duckula is every bit as good as Danger Mouse, if not better. But this is the mainstay. This is what really Cosgrove Hall was known for. So this release is really good. Loads of special features on it. So there's interviews with Brian Cosgrove and Mark Hall, exclusive behind the scenes footage, Danger Mouse games, original theme tune ideas, and more. There's loads on this. Every disc has got a bit extra on it than what it states on the back. But also, as well, this was voiced by the one and only David Jason. David Jason also did the voice for Danger Mouse. David Jason is a actor from the UK who is known for multiple roles that he did, and everyone being absolutely brilliant. He's a legend of UK acting, and to get him to do the voice of this particular cartoon at the time was a masterstroke, because you cannot hear Danger Mouse in anybody else's voice now. It's that good. Again, nice set, nice release. Again, on one of those big swing trays like that, which I really like. But as it breaks down on every disc, it gives you every episode, and then also gives you what's the special feature on that disc. So on this one, you've got Danger Mouse music quiz and a photo gallery. And then you've got a worst penfold game and a photo gallery. Danger Mouse and Friends. Interviews with Mark Hall, with thanks to the BBC, Inside Out Northwest, which was a news programme in my local region. Behind the scenes with CBTV. Another behind the scenes splash. Alligator, an animated short. If you've never seen that, that's up on YouTube as well. Check that out. Biographies, Worms animated short. If you've never seen that, check that out. That's on YouTube. Interviews with Brian Cosgrove, and the pilot episode of The Mystery of the Lost Chord. Again, if you're a Danger Mouse fan, it's worth a pick up. If you're not a Danger Mouse fan, hold your head in shame, because it's a great cartoon. But check it out. It's reasonable. Only thing is now, this one's probably, I don't know, it fluctuates, £15 to £20 in the UK. The 25th anniversary one goes for a little bit less. The 35th anniversary one goes for a little bit more. I would imagine we'll get it every 5 years, this now. I would imagine there'll be a 40th anniversary of it soon. That's Danger Mouse, a Cosgrove Hall classic. One now that not a lot of people remember. Oh, sorry, we've got some more chat. Danger Mouse is out of print. Can't get my hands on it. I can probably hit you up, Future Boy. If you need a copy, again, use my email address, mate. If you're looking for anything, hi, Brad, that's in here, category 3 of me, Alan at Pop's Movie Dungeon, he's in here. You can, those guys will vouch for me. If you're looking, I send these guys stuff all the time. I've just sent these guys some stuff out recently. If you're wanting stuff from the UK, mate, and you can't get it, drop me an email. I'll find the lowest price I can find it for you, get the lowest shipping I can find it for you. I'll do the conversion from pound to dollar, then see if you wanted it. You know what I mean? If you wanted something, mate, don't be frightened of asking. I can always get something for you. That's no issue. Sorry, mate, your comment before that one was not familiar with Willie Fogg. My child in the 80s, I grew up overseas, so anime was a huge part of my childhood. Yeah, I get that, mate. I mean, we got a bit here. Again. Hello, Tim Talkies. Thanks for joining us, mate. It's very much appreciated. Hey, man, just woke up after a nap. Oh, I love a nap. I've got to that stage in life now, mate, where that's the first thing I'm thinking about when I finish work on a Friday is how long of a nap can I get in before my wife comes in from work? It's great. I love it. Otherwise, I'd have tuned in earlier. Hey, mate, don't worry about it, mate. Thank you for tuning in now. It's very much appreciated, mate. Very much appreciated. Again, the one that we're going to have a look at now is an oddball. And again, it's down on my channel, this one. So if you want to check it out and have a look at the big deep dive on it, check that out. But it is Galaxy High School. An odd one. This was a Saturday morning cartoon for me. I think it came on BBC. And it didn't rerun that often. Only 13 episodes of this for a complete series. But it's, at the time, it was sort of the who's who of voice acting and directors. I mean, this was developed by Chris Columbus, which is staggering, really, but there's some of his stuff in his early career. This is also voiced by Nancy Cartwright, the voice of Bart Simpson. She does a lot of voices for this show. This was pre-Simpsons. And the music was done by Don Felder of the Eagles fame. So it was a bit of a wishy-wash of who's who when it came out, but not a lot of people remember it. And again, it's another one of those that's got a great theme tune and an opening intro, opening credits. It's exceptionally good. It's a good little show about high school set in space and two students from Earth that get chosen on scholarships to go to Galaxy High School. It's really, really good. It sounds absolutely garbage, but it was one of those that always stood out for me as a kid, and I really enjoyed it. And then when I found this, obviously this is a US import. I was over the moon, and this is the only version I've ever seen of it anywhere. I mean, this was the only version I've ever came across on eBay. I've never seen it since. We've never had, obviously never had anything like it in the UK. And I paid about I think I paid about £10 for it. So somebody's let this go out the collection. I don't know if they didn't like it or they was having a clear out or what, I don't know, but I personally want to let it go out in my collection. 2 DVDs. You'd think I'd get used to this bloody camera. One like that. One like that. So it's nice they've got different artwork. Just a single disc of them. Like I said, 13 episodes, split over 2 discs. No special features or nothing on this. You'd have thought with the people that was in it, the people that had dealings with it, you thought they might be able to pull something out of the works for it, but no, nothing. But it is really nice to have in the collection because it is a bit of an obscurity. It's not something you come across every day, and the show was a relatively good show. It And it's had a watch recently, and it still holds up pretty well. Galaxy High School. This one is a very late 70s show, so 78, 79, I think 79. And it was a Scandinavian show initially. Tony says hi to Tim. Tim says hi to Tony. Hi, guys. Scandinavian show that was originally in its native language, and then one of the UK TV companies picked it up, and it got an English dub, and for some bizarre reason I really enjoyed it, and I can't tell you why I enjoyed the show, because I'd have been slightly older at the time when we got this in the UK, because we got this good number of years after it was initially released. And it is Dr. Snuggles. Does anybody remember Dr. Snuggles? Again, this one is not that easy to come by in the UK. I found a couple of them that were being sold, and they were quite expensive. And then this guy had one on for £10, and it's in absolutely mint condition. It's also got the Pops knock, so it's a hard shell case. It's in mint condition, really, really good condition. But it's an odd little show. He's Dr. Snuggles, and he's a professor and an inventor, and he invents things to make the world a better place. So it was a feel-good show, really. Like I say, at the time, I'd been slightly older when I started watching this, and I can't really tell you why I liked it. I just did. It was just a happy-go-lucky, friendly kind of show, and when I saw it pop up, that started set the nostalgia alarm bells ringing. And my God, Dr. Snuggles, I've not seen this in years, and thought I'd grab the copy. And it's when I got it, it's in really, really good condition. Four discs. I think there is 3 episodes to a disc. I'm sure there is. There's 4 episodes to the final disc. So it's, but they've all, each sort of set of discs has got a different name. So that's Dr. Snuggles and the Magic Casket, Dr. Snuggles and Winnie the Witch, Dr. Snuggles and the Sensational Balloon Race, and Dr. Snuggles and the Astounding Treacle Tree. Try saying that when you're drunk. The show itself still holds up really well. If you remember certain shows like Teddy Ruxpin or The World of David the Gnome, very similar in style, very similar in animation style, very similar kind of premise to the shows, where it was always about helping someone and being nice to someone. That's all what the premise of every show was about. Stands up really well. Absolutely loads of special features on them as well, which surprised me really, because you wouldn't have thought there'd have been that much kicking about for this. But you've got a specially created documentary for this box set, including interviews with Jeffrey O'Connor, who was the creator, and Nick Price, the illustrator, and Angie Boaxum, the writer, behind the scenes footage, unseen artwork, previously unseen, unpublished artwork, and that helps build a fascinating picture of this lovable character. Again, it's probably something that a lot of people have never ever come across, is Dr. Snuggles. Again, I would imagine that it's all up here on YouTube. I'd be surprised if it isn't. But it's definitely worth a watch. If you've got young kids and you want to try and get them into this sort of like 80s, late 70s, 80s, early 90s nostalgia cartoon kind of stuff, you can't really go wrong with using this as a jumping in point, really. Because it is exceptionally good, and it still holds up pretty well. Animation style's good, the storytelling's good, and the voice acting's good. So that's Dr. Snuggles. I mean, we're into the realms of the oddball stuff now, so. Tony says, no Dr. Snuggles here that I can remember. Yeah, again, mate, it's an oddball. It really is an oddball show, but it's definitely worth a watch. Tim says, never heard of that. It's always wild to see when shows repurposed for different areas, kind of like how Super Sentai was bought for the US and reworked as Power Rangers. It certainly is. Have you ever seen that documentary about that? That documentary is fantastic. I ain't a big Power Rangers fan. I could give a take that kind of stuff. But the documentary about how Power Rangers became to Power Rangers and the company behind it and what they did and the money that was made, holy shit. I think it's on Netflix. I think it was one of those Netflix documentaries. Unreal how much money that franchise made. Next one can be currently watched on Disney Plus. I have a few Disney box sets, not complete collections. I pick this stuff up when I find it. It's relatively cheap in the UK. But most of this stuff is coming to Disney Plus now. And it is Ducktales. Woohoo. It's a show that when I was younger, I didn't really care for. I didn't really like a lot of the Disney stuff. There's some of it that I did, some of it that I didn't. And Ducktales was always, I was on the fence with. I could watch it for watching's sake. I didn't really like it, but I didn't really hate it. It was just okay. Going back to it with an older head and watching it now, it's actually really good. And stands out really well. I'll be surprised if this doesn't go down the lines of what Disney have just done with Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I'll be very surprised if this one doesn't get a Blu-ray release. If those sale numbers have done well for them on that release of Rescue Rangers, then DuckTales will be a big step up for them, as it would be a massive seller on Blu-ray. But this is the first collection. There's 3 discs in this. There's 22 episodes on this one, I think. I can get all the lot in the UK. I've just not picked them all up at the moment. The nice little releases, hard shell case, 3 disc sets, spread out like that. You know what I mean? They're pretty good, and they're what they are. They look okay. Presentation wise, they're nice. Second hand in the UK, these things are worth absolutely nothing now. Pick these up for a couple of pounds, £3 maximum. They are dirt cheap. And I just buy them when I come across them. Local second-hand stores near me, CEX, Computer Exchange, always has this kind of stuff in. So as soon as they crop up, I tend to pick them up. This one was in really good condition when I picked this one up. So that was part of the DuckTales one. Absolutely love DuckTales. Actually, even with a pretty sizable Scrooge McDuck statue in the movie room, cool. It's like I say, it was one of them that I only started really appreciating the older I got. with Ducktales. Sorry, mate, I missed one of your comments before. The Toys That Made Us, that was the show, pal. That's what I watched. It went over. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the money that was made off that Power Rangers franchise was untrue, and what they actually did, because they really did sort of butchered the original footage that they had to lace other things in and around it, didn't they? It was crazy. Future Boy. I used to watch Soviet Union's children's movies and animated movies during the 80s. Really interesting stuff. I can never really find them. They're impossible to find online. Seems lost forever. Yeah, am I right in thinking a lot of that stuff was like subliminal kind of stuff, where you'd have like cartoons of just a boot. You know what I mean? It was like there was nothing direct. It wasn't trying to flog you anything. It was just all like subliminal messaging kind of stuff. I'm sure I've seen a documentary on Soviet Union animated stuff over the years, and it being a bit crazy. I talked about this one a few times tonight, and it getting a Blu-ray release. Chippendale Rescue Rangers. This one I preferred more than Ducktales when I was younger. Going back now, yeah, it's okay. Again, I don't like it. I don't dislike it. I don't think it holds up as well as what Ducktales does. But it was nice to see it get a Blu-ray release. You know what I mean? Whoever thought that was going to happen? I mean, it sort of came out of left field, really. But I think it was just used as a marketing ploy just to help the sales of the new film along when that comes out through Disney Plus. But again, all this stuff's on Disney Plus at the moment. You know what I mean? I have Disney Plus. I watch a lot of it on the. But it's a decent show. It's okay. Again, it's there's only 2 3-disc sets available in the UK, so the complete run of it isn't available. So the last 22 episodes I can't get hold of. So there's every possibility I might have to pick that Blu-ray up. But it's a cool little set for Chippendale. And again, not everyone was a big fan of Chippendale, but it's okay. You know what I mean? And again, it was it's a dirt cheap release in the UK. Again, to pick this up second hand again, £2-3 in the UK now. But again, in true Disney style, there's no extras on there. There's no special features. There's no nothing. But they're nice to when you find them for the right money, just to put them into the collection. You know what I mean? They're pretty good. I mean, some of the honourable mention stuff of the Disney shows that I don't own is, again, these are on Disney Plus, is Tailspin. Tailspin as a kid I never liked at all. I couldn't stand the show, but I've watched it recently on Disney Plus, and it actually holds up better than what I remember. It's not a bad show at all, as long as you're into the Jungle Book. And Gummy Bears. There is no release of the Gummy Bears in the UK. What we do find is sort of like weird part sets and like 12 and 13 episodes there. I know there is a US release complete collection, but it never seems to crop up anywhere on eBay in the UK. And the other one will be Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck's okay from that sort of that line of Disney animated stuff. But for me, out of all that, it would be Gummy Bears. There was something about Gummy Bears that was quite charming. Again, nice theme tune, nicely animated, good characters, good character actors. It's a good voiceover actor. Sorry, it was a good show. But sadly, I can't get a copy of it over here. So again, I'm going down the US import route. What we on with next? Right. we're getting into the more obscure, rare kind of stuff here. So we'll look in the chat a second. Future Boy says a Delta Space mission released by Deaf Crocodile, Vinegar Syndrome partner label, just got released. Close, what I used to watch from that era. Again, mate, it's not up my alley. It was never my biggest cup of tea. If we're talking about the same kind of thing as Power Rangers and VR Troopers and Ultraman and all that kind of stuff, I just never found a liking for it. Again, it wasn't hugely popular in the UK. Obviously it was huge in Asia. It was obviously, I believe it was quite big in the US. Here in the UK, no, it never really did anything. So the first major thing of all that kind of stuff that we got in the UK would have been Power Rangers, and at that point, I would have been in my teens. So it just flashed me by, and it never really did anything for me. Again, rare finds in the UK now of really good shows. You're paying top dollar on this kind of stuff now to find it secondhand. It's completely out of print. It would have been low numbered print runs to start off with, and it's changing hands for crazy money. And that is Dino Riders, the complete series. Just 13 episodes on this. It only ever lasted 13 episodes. And it was about right, really, 13. I think if they'd have pushed more, it wouldn't have really worked. But a great show nonetheless. This took some tracking down. And eventually I found a charitable organisation on eBay that had put a copy of this up. And they wanted £30 for it, which was a little bit over the top price-wise compared to what it's going for in the UK. I offered them 28. I offered them 25, and they accepted. So I paid 25, which is about what it goes for. It's about where the price is at with it at the moment. Is it a show that any of you guys remember? It showed in the UK, but it didn't do that well. It ran maybe twice this on a Saturday morning. That's where I would have seen it. I think it was a BBC show on a Saturday morning. And to get this release, we've done quite well. I mean, the good thing in the UK, if you see it up here, Jetix. Jetix was also what Fox Kids was. Fox Kids was what Jetix was. It's all a bit of a blur. They turn loads out in the UK of this kind of stuff at one point. And I should have really jumped on this stuff when it first got released back in the early 2000s. And at the time, I was collecting more horror DVD and stuff like that. And I sort of turned my nose at it. And I shouldn't have done. I should have grabbed it at the time. No, I'm paying through the nose for it. But it is what it is. It is a good show. The whole concept of it is a bit batshit crazy, but two warring factions crash land on Earth, like a race of lizard people and a race of humanoids, and the telepathic. Well, they crash land on Earth during the Jurassic period, and the humanoid kind of characters can telepathically speak to dinosaurs. And so with telepathy, the dinosaurs help them out. But the bad race of sort of like sort of reptilian race up here like that, they just enslave the dinosaurs. And it's just like two warring factions, really. But it is a good show. 2-disc set. Like I said, quite expensive now if you can even find a copy. Because it's very thin on the ground if you can get hold of a copy. But if you can find a copy and you are a fan, there is a huge Instagram page for Dino Riders from a guy from the UK and it's thousands and thousands of followers, and he's posting new stuff up every day, from toys to VHS he's finding of this, to this particular one, and the stuff that he's finding toy-wise, still boxed, it mesmerised me, because the toy line was really small, really small toy line, and it didn't do that well, the toy line. This is why we only got 13 episodes of a TV show of it, because the toy line was that poor. But the guy's just finding loads and loads of stuff, and it's quite cool to see. So that's Dino Riders. Have a look in the chat. The Toys That Made Us is a great show with lots of nostalgia. It is, Tony. I mean, the toys that made us, the movies that made us, all that documentary kind of stuff that Netflix puts out is great. To be fair, it's probably the only thing I use Netflix for. I mean, my wife's a big lover of Netflix, and really that's what we've got it for. My wife does all her viewing through that. But the Toys That Made Us and the films and the movies that made us, two sort of great documentary lines that they've got. Fantastic. Excuse me. I mean, the Master of the Universe episode and the Toys That Made Us is a great watch as well. Another one now that I had to buy on a US import, and again, it's another Mill Creek title, which again makes people cringe when you mention the word Mill Creek. But to be fair to them, this is not a bad release, and it's Jason the Wheel Warriors. Again, another show that I truly love. This still holds up relatively well. It's a great show, but it's one of those shows like Dungeons and Dragons and a few of the others. It never had a finale. It finishes sort of like 2/3 of the way through, so you've never any idea what the hell was going to happen at the end of the show. It just finishes where you think it should just carry on, and it doesn't. A while back there was talks that there was going to do an animated film to tie it all in and finish it all up. That never happens. That never came off. So we're just stuck with a complete set that's not complete, because the complete series isn't a complete series. The series never actually finished, which is a shame. But like I said, for this being a Mill Creek release, it's not bad at all. It's quite all right. It's the only thing that drives me insane with Mill Creek is stacking discs. I mean, what the hell is that about? Who's still stacking discs this day and age? It's crazy. But it's a show I fondly remember because this was a big show on Sunday mornings for us on Channel 4. Channel 4 didn't show that many cartoons, but what they did show, they were pretty decent. And this was probably the best that they ever picked up in syndication. It really is good. The premise of it is a bit batshit crazy. But once you get the early storyline out the way, and then you bled into the main storyline of it all, it works out really well, and it still holds up really well. If no one's ever seen it, what I'll do for you now is this came with a digital code. Anybody wants the digital code of that, you can have it. If you can see that, that is not going to zoom in. If you can see it, you can have it. First person to get that in, it's yours. Give it a watch. It's an extremely good show. The concept of it was a really good concept. JC's dad tries to come up with a solution of how to make famine a thing of the past, and he starts to make gigantic food through sort of I suppose, a nuclear accelerant, really. I mean, he's like he's harnessing the power of the sun through a meteorite, but then it all goes wrong with a solar eclipse, and this thing goes out of control, and the plants start to mutate, and the plants take over. So it's like the rest of humankind fighting back against the plants. Sounds a bit crazy, and they're all in vehicles as well. And the vehicles are just as much as a part of the characters of what the characters are in the show. So Jason the Wheel Warriors, it's really, really good. It's one of my favourites, and it's just a shame that it never got finished. My phone's tinkling. Emails. Right, we're getting on to some more rare titles now, more obscure titles, but these are my favourites. If I was to do a top 10, all this stuff would be in my top 10. Some of it you may remember, some of it you may have never come across at all. I mean, this is an absolute peach of a show. And it is The Mysterious Cities of Gold. I almost wet myself when I realised that we was getting a release of this. This has been out years in the UK. Because this is a show that I absolutely adored as a kid. And going back to it now, I love it even more. It is brilliant. A brilliant show. Japanese style animation. American US style voice acting. Fantastic concept for a show. Absolutely packed with special features. Again, this is Fabulous DVD. It's the same company that did Defenders of the Earth. So you know you're getting a decent product. It's a beast of a set. And then it's got a nice swing tray. The final two's on that side. But you get an absolutely lovely book with it as well. Again, like the Defenders of the Earth one. It's like a synopsis, breakdown of the history of it all, of the show, breakdown of the characters. This show works on every level. Again, there's a video down below my channel about me having a look at this, having an in-depth look at it. If you've never seen it before, drop down on that video, have a look. It's extremely good. Can be picked up reasonably priced. I would imagine this is still in print in the UK. I would imagine you could still get your hands on a copy of this over here. But if not, you can pick it up second hand, and it's about a tenner. It's about £10 second hand. You won't be disappointed if you like the whole myth of the Incas and the Aztecs and the lost cities of gold. Then this will be right up your alley. It's about the Spanish conquistadors going into these areas and really pillaging them. But it's about these three kids here trying to get there before the conquistadors do, to save the cities of gold. Brilliant show. It's a bit Marmite. You'll either love it or you hate it. I actually adore the show itself. It's great. But that would be a great one to add to anybody's collection if you're looking to collect this stuff. That's Mysterious Cities of Gold. This one was huge for me when I was younger. Absolutely adored this cartoon. This is another one I think it's only 13 episodes. I'm almost sure it's only 13 episodes. It could have been more. It should have been more. The toy line was fantastic. and this is quite difficult to find in the UK now. And this is the only reason there is no US release of this. This has only ever been released in the UK, and that is Visionaries. Complete series. Truly brilliant show. Whole concept of this is man's pushed into the modern era, and modern era has given way to where the world thinks it needs to take over again, and all technology gets sort of obliterated, and it takes everybody back into the dark ages. But with those dark ages comes back sort of myth and legend and magic, and these knights are set forth to try and put things back right. But there's obviously two sides to a coin, the yin and the yang, and with these good knights there's also bad knights as well. So the good knights were called the spectral knights, and the bad knights were called the darkling lords. Sort of see it on the back there. Beautiful toy line as well. When this came out, it was fantastic. It was a Hasbro toy line. But this set itself, I've had this from youth. I mean, I've had this thing years. It is a 13 disc. It is a 13 episode set, 2 discs. Another one that's got some great features on it. It's also got the complete script for every episode on there. If you want to put that on your computer and print it off, you can have the complete script. Again, this may be up on YouTube. You may be able to get it on there. If not, look down below again at my other videos. There's a video up there about this one. But it's a great show. And it's a shame that it's only ever had a UK release. I mean, I can't believe it's never been released anywhere else. But that's Visionaries. I mean, we're slowly getting through all this now. But like I said, the more obscure stuff's turning up now. Like this one. I mean, whether any of you guys ever got this in the US, I don't know. Oh, we've got some chat action going on. How's it going, dude? We okay? I hope you're good, my friend. Good vibes indeed. A UK show. I think this was ITV that this came on. 40 episodes. This was voiced by Willie Rushton. And it is Trapdoor, a stop motion animation show. You can really tell it's plasticine. You can see people's thumb marks in this stuff. Quite basic show, but truly brilliant. Had so much charm, so much character to it. And considering it was done on a shoestring budget, it is brilliant. If you don't know what Trapdoor is, YouTube the intro for it, the theme and the intro is fantastic. Again, this was another UK release. I would imagine this may have had a US release, but absolutely brilliant. It's the day-to-days going on of this character here, Burke, and his mate, this skull here called Boney, and this spider-looking thing here called Drut, and the cellar and trapdoor that's here. Every episode, something new and different and horrific comes out of that trapdoor to fucking terrorize all 3 of them. And at every episode, Burke has to try and sort it out, or Boney has to try and sort it out. And most of the time, it's sorted by sheer luck. You know what I mean? They don't actually do bloody anything. It's a fantastic little show. They're only like 10 minutes an episode. But really, really good show. This thing, it ran from the 80s all the way through into the early 2000s. I mean, this was being shown on everything. It must have been one of the most repeated shows on kids' TV of all time. But it is that good. You know, it is absolutely fantastic. So do yourself a favour, go and check Trapdoor It if you've never seen it. There you go. Next one. Or imagine for all my US guests in here tonight, you'll have got this at some point on syndication. Over in the UK, this started off as a Welsh cartoon on S4C and then got picked up by ITV. Now, with it being a Welsh cartoon, it was in the Welsh language. And then when ITV picked it up, they had it dubbed back into English. And it's a lovely little cartoon. And it's Super Ted. The complete series. I would imagine you would have got this on syndication in the US. Great show. Still holds up pretty well. Has loads of charm. There's been talks again recently about this. I'm not sure if it's a remake that it's getting or a reboot or a carry on from this, but they have been there's been talks in the works that they're looking to do something with the Super Ted franchise, which they should do, because it's a shame that this stuff isn't brought to a new audience, to a younger audience now, because it is so charming. Another one that had a great little theme tune to it. Again, this is a 2-disc set. Nothing mind-blowing about it. It's just the episodes. I don't think there's any special. No, there's nothing. There's no special features on it. No, nothing. But it is a great little show, and it's about a teddy bear that gets thrown into a reject bin. But Mother Earth comes to the rescue and sprinkles him with some magic dust and whispers some words into his ears, and he comes alive. And then when he utters the magic words, but you never know what the magic words are, he turns into Super Ted, and he can peel his teddy bear looking skin off to reveal like the super costume underneath. And he has a friend called Spotty in it, who's a Spotty alien. Charming little show. Again, they were like 10-12 minute long episodes. Just put this kind of stuff on and disengage your brain and enjoy it for what it is. But it's a great little show. Relatively inexpensive again to pick up in the UK now. You could probably still get it brand new, but second hand, it's probably going to cost you about £3 or £4 to pick a copy of Super Ted up. Have a look in the chat. Trapdoor was amazing. It was, mate. It really, really is good for as basic as it was. Every episode and the storyline was extremely well executed. It is good. And then, like I said, the voice of Willie Rushton as well as you couldn't really go wrong with it. Slightly odd one now. I only vaguely remember this show, and that's because I think it got a Saturday morning show, but this is an earlier 90s cartoon, so the problem is I probably wasn't paying much attention at this particular point in time. But I love this franchise. It's in probably in my top 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger films, and it is Conan the Adventurer season 1. There's 2 seasons of this. I haven't got season 2. I've only got season 1. Not a bad show. There is also another Conan cartoon as well as it's a pretty well animated show. You can tell the animation style slightly getting better at this point, sort of early 90s. I'm trying to think what the other Conan show's called. Just Conan the Adventurer and Conan. I can't think. But there is another Conan show as well. But this was better of the two. The other Conan show was more based around Conan and a group of young teenagers that were with him, where this is basically based off the film franchise or the book, whichever way you want to do it. So it's got more of that grittiness about it. It's not true to the film or true to the book. It diverts off a little bit, but it's a good little show. It's just a pity I've never been able to find season 2 because it finished at season 2. There is only 2 for it. Tony, you all have so many shows I've never heard of. Yeah, mate. I mean, there was all kinds of craziness in the UK at one point, and a lot of it probably never made it to syndication to the US. Whereas, I mean, virtually everything that came out of the US on syndication, we grabbed here in the UK. I mean, it was shown a hell of a lot, the US stuff. But I won't imagine a lot of the UK stuff travelled that well. You know what I mean? It's especially with like regional dialect and things like that. I mean, Trapdoor was definitely regional dialect. It was definitely based from a northern part of Britain. You can tell with the accent of the characters that are in it. What about Banana Man? I've talked about Banana Man, my mate. We had a quick look at Banana Man earlier on. Again, if you want to dig in deeper to my Banana Man review, have a look back down in my list in the 80s cartoon playlist. Banana Man will be in there. And that anniversary set is a good set of Banana Man as well. Do you have any recommendations for good bootleggers that do high quality work? Ooh, bootlegging. I don't. I have personally found some things myself via downloads and old school torrenting that have probably been up there for years that people have forgotten about, and of shows that have never made it to DVD that I have personally downloaded, that I've got on a hard drive. Quality of them can vary from some of it being VHS rip to stuff that was primarily shown on Boomerang. Because a lot of this stuff, if you find it bootlegged and it's the stuff that's never had physical releases, 9 times out of 10, it's been recorded from Boomerang and then put up onto a torrent. If you are looking for individual things, Future Boy, that you currently can't get, and I have got copies on my hard drive. Again, if you use my email address, I can Dropbox them you. If you use Dropbox, I can Dropbox some of that older stuff. Generally, the rule of thumb, what I find, especially in the UK, if the show wasn't that big or the show wasn't that popular, it never got a DVD release in the UK. It's as simple as that, especially this kind of stuff. But that's not saying it's never had a release anywhere else in the world. And that's not saying it never run like crazy on Fox Kids or Jetix or Boomerang, where some people who had early DVD writers and with combos with DVD players back in the day was recording this stuff directly off Boomerang and then banging it up to torrents. That's the way I was getting a lot of this obscure stuff at the time that's never had releases. I mean, I can show you some bootlegs that I've got that you'll never ever come across on DVD, and it's really oddball stuff. So as far as that goes, mate, that's about as much as I know. I mean, I would imagine scouring eBay might get you somewhere. And again, but there's a very, very reputable German company called Pidax. Again, I'll drop the link into the descriptions on here. Pidax do amazing work. They're relatively cheap for me to get. I'm imported into the UK from Germany. They're relatively inexpensive releases when they come out, but they do some really, really good work. And they've had some releases going to DVD that we've never had in the UK. So the chances are, if you want genuine original releases, check Pidax out because they do some really, really good work. Now we're on to a big hitter. This is my all-time favorite 80s cartoon. This had everything. This had the most badass theme song, an intro to a cartoon that there's ever been. It had an animation style that was fantastic. It had a music score within the series that is just second to none. Voice acting was really good. This was a BBC show, children's BBC show when it came out. This is sci-fi. This is Greek mythology. This is everything rolled into one. And it is Ulysses 31. An unbelievably good show. Still holds up well, extremely well. It's in places intense. It has you on the edge of your seat. It is truly, truly the best 80s cartoon that there was ever made, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. So it was split into 3 volumes. Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Again, this was a French-Japanese collaboration that then got a English dub over it. It's stylistic. It's beautiful. The colours pop on it. It's the best show that I recall seeing in my youth. It's an unbelievably good show. If you know the show, you know that Ulysses is the dude in the middle with the laser sword. It's also a gun. He pisses off the gods by killing a Cyclops. And bear in mind, all this is set in space. So it's Greek mythology set in space. And because he pisses the gods off, the gods send his ship careering off course, and he's like millions of light years away from where he should be, with no idea how to get back. They wipe his computer's memory, so she doesn't know how to get back to the point in time where they need to be. He picks up an alien race that are being persecuted and puts them all onto his ship. But as he pisses the gods off, the gods then make them all sort of like I don't know, what you call them, sort of lifeless. They're all just floating in stasis. And the only characters that are left are the ones that you can see on the front of the box. So you've got Ulysses, Telemachus, which is his son, Yumi, which is a little alien-looking girl, and then Nunu, the little red robot. It's fantastic. It really is fantastic. I mean, Future Boy says, I missed Ulysses 31, never seen it. Mate, the discussions that me and you have had before on here about cartoons, about the things that you're into, the more Asian animated style of show, you will love this. You will truly love it. It is that good of a show that I will guarantee you that you'll love it. Whether this ever got out to the US, I do not know. This was sold in the UK on 3 editions. So season volume 1 came out, then volume 2, and then volume 3. Didn't all come out at once, and then once all 3 have been brought out, they brought a box set out. So there's a Herd Shell box for this, which I've not got. The Herd Shell box edition goes for more than these 3 standard editions by about a tenner. So the standard edition, the box set edition is about £30 to pick up now. These are about 20 to pick up like this in 3 individuals. It really is that good of a show. And again, it's a shame. Again, it's a Fox Kids show, so Jetix. It's a shame there is no extras on here. There's no special features, no nothing. I would imagine there's you know what I mean, there's absolutely loads for this kind of thing, but there's nothing on this release, which is a shame. But if you're a fan of mythology, Greek mythology and sci-fi and all that, you cannot go wrong with that. That is my favourite show of all time. It is that good. Next, we're back into the realms of obscurity. And this is another Cosgrove haul. So the same people that did Danger Mouse, the same people that did Duckula. And you've heard me talk about this one before because this was a holy grail find for me. This is as rare as hen's teeth. And it is Alias the Jester, the complete series. 13 episodes, 10 minutes an episode, made by Cosgrove Hall. This is really, really hard to find. The cost of this secondhand now is just skyrocketing on a weekly basis. It's rare that one pops up on eBay, but when it does, it's going for crazy money. I've seen this title going for the top end market at £77. I've seen this going up for. It is that difficult to find. It's just a standard DVD. It is a fantastic little show. My favourite show that Cosgrove Hall put out. Another really catchy little theme tune. Another where it was the who's who of British voice acting at the time. And Alias is this guy here and this guy here. When he transforms as a court jester. So he's a time traveling alien, and his spaceship packs up, and he crash lands on Earth in the times of King Arthur and the court of King Arthur. And to disguise himself, he disguises himself as the court jester. Truly brilliant little show, well written, and one of those shows that when I watched this as a kid, I really loved it. Watching it back as an adult now, there is sort of jokes in here that I would never have got as a kid. That have been straight over your head. As an adult, you completely get it, and it is fantastic for it. Again, strange for a Cosgrove Hall production that there is no special features on this or anything, but I don't really care. It's just nice to have it in my collection. One of the most expensive second-hand DVDs I've ever bought. This cost me £35. That's how rare it is. You just don't come across it. And this was like new when I got it sent to me. It was mint. I don't think anybody would ever watch this. I think this had just been sat in someone's collection. And again, someone's having a clear out, banged it on. It cost me £35 for the privilege. But it's one of them, you know what I mean? I missed it when it initially came out. So what do? You know what I mean? If you want this kind of stuff, you're having to pay, basically. But that's Alias the Jester. If you've never seen it, it is up on YouTube. You can get all 13 episodes on YouTube. So if you want to check it out, go and check it out on there, because it definitely is worth a watch. Saw the trailer for Ulysses 31 and I fell in love. Man, I need this show in my collection. It's unbelievably good. It is unbelievably good. The score throughout the entire run, the music score within every episode is beautiful. Beautiful. An intenser score in a cartoon you will never come across. It truly is the best 80s cartoon show that there was. Like I say, everyone's got their personal preference, everyone's got their own taste, but for me, it's Ulysses is where it's at. So that was Alias the Jester. A few more in this run now on this shelf, and then I'll probably call it a day, and then we'll do the other two shelves on another live stream. So there's a couple of titles to go out. There's not much. This one, the next few make me a little sad. That they've never had complete collections in the UK, and I don't really understand why, because both franchises are fucking huge. But for some bizarre reason, we've never had complete collections. The first one being Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What can you say about Turtles that's not already been said? This is a massive IP. Still to this day, it's huge, massive money spinner. But for me, this is where the cartoon was at. I know, Future Boy, you mentioned earlier about the 2003 stuff, and I have gone back and I have tried to watch previous Turtles cartoons, but I struggle with them. Animation style, I struggle with them. Content style, I struggle with them. These were where it was at for me at the time. This whole phenomena of Turtles was unbelievably huge, and it astounds me that we've never had a complete collection in the UK. Now I know in the US you've got the one in the Turtles Buzz, which is quite cool. Well, this is it for us, I'm afraid. 2 seasons on the 3 discs, and then 4 bonus episodes of season 3. That's all we got. Again, really basic release. It's just nothing to it. It can be picked up relatively cheap. Probably cost you about £6 that now, £6. To say that this was probably the largest franchise ever created from a cartoon is probably about right. It was phenomenal how big this was. And it was an after-school cartoon for us on children's BBC. But it just astounds me that we've never had any kind of complete collection or box set. Future Boy, the 2003 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has the same feel as a classic comic book. Yeah, I get that, mate. It was just the animation style I was never that into. The same with what's the film from about that time as well? Is that 2003 or a little bit later, 2007? There was a new Turtles animated film came out. I couldn't get into that neither. Toilet Basement Blues, we've had some nice Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sets here. I know, mate. There's some crackers. Like I said, the one with the the set in the Kerbo Buzz, in the Turtles Buzz, is fantastic. That's a lovely looking set. I think there's one in a plastic Buzz as well. I think, or have I made that up? I'm sure there's 2 editions that are both in the Turtle Buzz. One a cardboard Turtle Buzz, one the plastic Turtle Buzz. I'm almost sure. But no, it saddens me that we've had nothing like that in the UK. It does surprise me. I mean, how big that franchise is, that's all we've ever had. So that's Turtles. And this one saddens me even more because I'm a huge fan of this show. If my tattooist is still in this stream, he'll know how much of a fan I am of this show. And it again blows my mind that we've never had a box set of this. Now, I've seen a couple of these box sets in the US of this. I think Time Life did one as well, which was, I think that's the one that was for big money now. And it is the real Ghostbusters. God only knows why we've never had a complete set of this. All we've got in the UK is this, which is the complete first season. And that is it. And then the only other two that were released was part of what would have been the first part of season 2, and what would have been the middle part of season 2. That's it. That's all we've got for the real Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? I don't understand why that is. It's a really, really oddball one because it is a great, great show. Great show. I mean, I think every episode now, I think they've managed to get them all up on YouTube. So if you can go on YouTube, you can watch every episode of the real Ghostbusters now. But it's just a shame that we've never had anything that resembled a full, complete box set in the UK. Yeah, the dude's still here. He's still here. I will show you some of the artwork that's currently being done on my arm by the lovely tattooist in the chat. If I can get it right onto camera. So that's the start of my Ghostbusters piece. Next Sunday, I am going back and we are finishing more off. There's more going in up round here, so it's going to have a big Gozer. The Gozerian going up here, all in purples. And then Marshmallow Man's being shaded in. There's some more work going down on the Proton streams and that. So that's how much of a Ghostbusters fan I am. It's like I said, with all the hype around the Ghostbusters stuff currently, I had no idea why we in the UK have never got a complete set, and this is all we've got. And to be honest, I don't think it will ever happen now. I don't think we will ever get a full set. So I'm doing the route now of trying to find a complete set from the US for the right kind of money. It isn't the cheapest sets. I mean, I'm led to believe there is a Blu-ray somewhere that has got all 5 seasons on it, all at standard definition, but on Blu-rays. So that might be worth a look into. Oh yeah, I mean, Future Boys just mentioned it as well. So you're still on, man. Holland Oats, how's you going, man? We okay? Hey, Anthony. Hey, everyone. Hey, yeah, Turtles is hugely popular. So it is surprising. It is, mate. It's weird how we get some obscurities, complete sets in the UK, but the big franchise stuff, we don't get it. It's really, really weird. Good old Marshmallow Man, he certainly is. Future Boy, I have the real Ghostbusters German Blu-ray. That's where it is, from Germany. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. Standard definition on Blu-ray, yeah. It's just so they can fit everything on 3 Blu-rays. Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a lot of episodes. What's the quality like, Future Boy? Have you been through it all? Is it decent quality? I would imagine it looks quite well. And what kind of money was that? I take it was coming from Germany. It would have been euros. But yeah, that's what we've got in the UK of the real Ghostbusters. This one was a huge favourite of mine as well. Being a massive Star Wars fan. When these shows started to air, I was made up with them. And again, if you go to Disney Plus now, obviously go to the Star Wars section, you'll see these on Disney Plus. It looks better on Disney Plus than it does on the DVD, but it's nice with the DVD, and that's Star Wars Droids. The biggest gripe I've got with these, the Art to Complete collection, it's missing the first 3 episodes and the final 3 episodes. All the middle content's there. So the Pirate and the Prince section's there, and the Treasure of the Hidden Planet is there. But the early 3 episodes, I can never think what it's called. And the later episodes are on the disc, which I find a bit weird. But it's nice to have, and again, relatively cheap to pick up in the UK. It's about £5 now. But that's a fantastic one. So in the collection, it holds up relatively well. It's still a nice watch. Like I say, if you can't find the DVD and you've got Disney Plus, you've got the beauty that it's on Disney Plus now, and it looks really good on there. So that was Droids. Sticking with the Star Wars theme, and another one that's not complete, but it is on Disney Plus, is Disney's Ewoks. Weird one, this one. First season of this, when it starts really well. It's got a really catchy sort of theme tune and an intro to it. And then as it pushes into season 2, they changed the theme tune and changed the intro, and it was shit. It sort of dies off in the second part. It's like the back end of the show, of the run. It's not as good, but it's still an entertaining little watch. It looks relatively good as well on Disney Plus at the moment. The complete runs on Disney Plus. Again, this is only the Haunted Village. That's 3 episodes, and Tales from the Endor Woods. I think that's 4 episodes. Sorry, they're both 4 episodes. So there's 8 episodes over 2 tales on there. Whereas there's a lot more on Disney Plus of Ewoks. But again, it's a nice enough show. Nice nostalgia. Again, it's for any Star Wars fan, any Star Wars collector to have these in your collection is nice. Ewoks is a little bit more expensive than Droids. Ewoks probably up into like the £12 margin now in the UK second hand. So that's a nice title to have. Final disc of the night. This is going to be my last one now. And then we'll sign off after this one. I've just done just over 2.5 hours going through this, and there's another 2 shelves to go through. So I'll do that on a later stream if you guys have enjoyed this one. Future Boy talking about the real Ghostbusters standard definition on Blu-ray, so it's DVD quality. Paid $60. Ooh, that'll be at the moment about £48, is it, give or take? Let's have a look. $60. £45 currently in the UK. It's not bad. 45 quid. I could probably do it at that, at 45. I might have to check that out. The last one, and again, this is a real favourite of mine. I like the Scooby-Doo franchise. I like the very early, late 70s Scooby-Doo stuff. Some of it when it went down the line, it sort of went off the boil, and I didn't really like it as much. But this one is an outstanding show, and it is The 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. This is a brilliant, brilliant show. Didn't get shown anywhere near as much as it should have done on TV. Again, I remember this from Saturday morning. It ran a couple of times on Saturday morning kids telly, but that was about that. It didn't really do much after. I think it probably ran on Boomerang for a little bit, but not much. Basically, basic premise is Scooby-Doo and Shaggy find this chest here, and within that chest there are 13 ghosts that have been trapped in it, but in the bumbling style of these two, they opened the chest and released all 13 ghosts, and it's their job that they've got to get the 13 ghosts back in the chest. But there is a lovely cameo in every episode by Vincent Price in this. So the voice of Vincent Price and the animated character of Vincent Price is in this show, and it works brilliantly. It is fantastic. Nice little bit of bonus features on this as well, special features. It's called Don't Feed the Animals. It's a bonus episode from Shaggy and Scooby Get a Clue series, which was okay. There's a little bit of a documentary on there as well. If you've never seen 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, do yourself a favour, check it out. It is, in my opinion, the best of the Scooby-Doo stuff. You know what I mean? The late 70s stuff is very good. The whole Mystery Machine stuff, but this is just light years apart. It's a Scooby-Doo that's grown up. It's a Scooby-Doo that's aiming at sort of older kids, and it works brilliantly. Again, typical Warner Brothers packaging. There's nothing about it. Even the discs are in colour; they're in black and white. Again, this is a Hanna-Barbera, and again, like I talked about before, we do not get much Hanna-Barbera stuff in the UK. So it's nice when stuff does crop up. But it's a good show. Check it out. 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Let's go through this chat. Brad says, interesting content, man. I've never seen any of these shows. Well, mate, it's one of them. I suppose it goes for what your tastes are. A lot of this stuff will go by age as well. I mean, how old you are. I mean, I'm 44. I mean, I was balls deep into this stuff when in mid 80s. You know what I mean? It's like I said earlier on before. It's encoded into my DNA. All this kind of stuff. And for any nostalgia junkie and nostalgia hunter, this kind of stuff is like, you know what I mean? It's the holy grail of stuff. So a lot of it, yeah, you probably never have come across. A lot of it probably never got syndicated in the US, whereas we got a lot of US syndicated stuff in the UK. Some of it's good, some of it all holds up really well, some of it doesn't hold up at all. You sort of pay your money, you take your chance, and luckily the most of the shows that I'm into have held up pretty well. So that's always been good. Tony says, I still need to check out 13 Ghosts. Do it, Tony. It's a fantastic show, mate. Again, personally, for me, it's the best of the whole Scooby-Doo franchise, because it just sets that bar a little bit higher. And again, it's probably aimed at an older child, probably early teens. A little bit younger. It's got that little bit of horror element to it. It's got the thing with Vincent Price, which is cool as fuck. It's really, really good. Future Boy, this was so much fun going through your collection and reminding me what I need to add to my collection. Much appreciated. You're welcome, mate. I mean, these what these videos are about. This is what this live streaming is about. If I can throw some sort of information to people in people's general direction of this kind of stuff that I've got, and it helps them, then you know what I mean. At least I've helped somebody. This channel's been good at doing something. If it helps collectors collect, if it helps people come across stuff that they've never come across before, then I'm glad. You know what I mean? It's cool. I enjoy chatting to people about it because I'm quite passionate about it. I enjoy interacting with people who are also collectors, and obviously stuff and talking about even things that I've not got. You know what I mean? That other people have. It's great to do it in this kind of community. It was so much fun going through collection and reminds me of the actual, especially Ulysses 31. Yeah, do it, mate. Get Ulysses. You will not be disappointed. It is a fantastic show. It sums 80s cartoons up, as far as I'm concerned, in one nice, neat little package. It is really, really good, and it's stood the test of time. It holds up really well. It's more than watchable now. So grab yourself a copy, mate. If you can't find a copy, then like I say, hit me up on my email. I'll leave my email down here as well if anybody else wants to get involved. Anybody else needs to contact me for anything. If you can't find a copy, I am more than willing to send you a copy of it out, mate. More than willing. Again, big thank you for everybody that's tuned in and that's been here all night. I mean, we're nearly at 2 hours and 45 minutes we're into now of me rambling on about 80s nostalgia. But like I said, big thank you to everybody who's jumped in. Future Boy, Tony at Basement Blues, Dean, my tattooist, Brad, Category 3 and me, Holland Oates, Pop, who jumped on early on. We've had a good chat going all night in here. Tim at Tim Talks Talkies. It's much appreciated for you guys jumping in. It really is. And like I say, I don't always talk about nerdy cartoon stuff on this channel. I do talk about other things as well, but I have got a passion for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to call it a night, though, guys. It is 10 to 12 in the UK now, nearly coming close to midnight, and I know that that Pop's Movie Dungeon's hosting a live stream later on tonight. I think it's 11 p.m. their time, and he's going to be on there with Brad at Category 3 and me. He's going to be on with Johnny Walker, and he's going to be on with Brian from Brian Goes Blue. Go check those guys out. Go and check their stream out. They're 4 fantastic guys. If I can get 40 winks now and wake myself up at an appropriate time, I will be chatting on their stream too. So guys, again, really appreciate you dropping on the stream tonight. It's much appreciated. Take care, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.